Welcome back to San Francisco. When you call 1-800-CRIME-TV, chances are you have information that's going to change someone's life. In our next case, you, the viewer, reached out and touched the lives of 4 children. You brought them the one thing they needed to go on: final justice. These are snapshots of the Schermerhorn family. Proud parents Sheila and Terry, with their 4 beautiful children. Memories of the good times and the family's hopes and dreams frozen forever in time.
Hi, my name is Joey. I'm 11 years old.
Hi, I'm Jason Schermerhorn. I'm 18 years old and I'm second to the youngest.
Hi, I'm Corey Schermerhorn. I'm 23 years old and I'm the eldest out of the family.
My name is Danae Schermerhorn, and what I'm about to tell you is a story about my mother. I came home from work on November 24th, and I had walked through the door, and I saw my dad standing in the hallway, and he was crying, and he says, "Your mother left me." And I said, "Why'd she leave?" And he says, "Well, we were just having too many problems, and she figured it'd be best if I left."
It was Thanksgiving 1993, and Sheila Schermerhorn had disappeared. Months earlier, she had told her children she wanted to leave Terry.
So we didn't think nothing of it. We just thought she had left. Until around like Christmas, we started to get worried because we had no phone calls during the holidays. So that's when we started to worry.
I guess my sister at that time took it upon herself to go down and file a police report, a missing persons report.
When I had called the police, they were asking me all kinds of questions as, does your dad have a gun? And I said, yeah, he keeps it underneath his pillow. And he asked me, well, how's your dad been acting since your mom left? And I said, well, kind of weird.
Days later, San Jose police arrived at the Schermerhorn home. They asked Terry to come down to the station to answer some questions. Terry agreed to follow them and took along young Joey for the ride.
When my dad was driving me down to the police station, he turned a corner and he said he lost him.
Joey and his father headed north to San Francisco. At the same time, a private detective, a friend of the family, came over to the Schermerhorn's home to assist with the police investigation. This is the actual police video taken that day.
He was looking through all the garbages, and he was looking under some tools that we had, and then he looked underneath the truck, and he saw, I guess he saw a long sleeping bag.
And I looked, and it was a big, long package. You know, it looked like somebody was inside something. And as I looked at the top of the bag, it was all black, but the farther I looked down it started to turn red. And I knew that right there, that had to have been my mom.
An autopsy revealed that Sheila was killed by a single gunshot to the head as she lay sleeping. Police also discovered that Terry Schermerhorn simply turned over the blood-soaked mattress and slept on it until he fled.
My dad was still gone with Joey, and we didn't know what was going on, and a lot of stuff was going through my head, like, what's my dad going to do to Joey?
San Jose police immediately issued a murder warrant for Terry Schermerhorn's arrest and circulated these flyers. 5 days passed without any word from little Joey.
It appears that Joey really began longing for home, to the point where his father made the decision, well, if you really want to go home, then I'm going to put you on a train and send you back to San Jose.
I asked my father when we're going to get home, and then he told me, I'll give you $50 if you go take the train to San Jose.
This is Joey's return to San Jose, captured by a local TV news crew. Joey was unharmed, but he had no idea his mother had been murdered. Days later, little Joey and his brothers and sister were forced out of their house because their father had not paid the rent. They have lost their mother, their father, and their home.
Well, after the incident, we had to move out. We had to move into a smaller apartment. We all had to start working more to pay for rent. We have to watch my little brother now and take care of him.
We all realize that Sheila Schermerhorn is a victim, but the living victims in this and the true victims are the children themselves. I hold these kids in very high esteem. The courage that they have showed me The trials and tribulations that they are going through, trying to keep this family unit intact, to me is unbelievable. So yeah, I take my hat off to them.
Next, as the Schermerhorn children struggled to survive.
Just as the Schermerhorn children were mourning the death of their mother, dealing with the horror of the fact that their father might be responsible, they were evicted from their home. Their father hadn't paid the rent for months. In February of '94, Corey, Jason, Danae, and Joey turned to America's Most Wanted for help. When America's Most Wanted showed that story, you didn't waste any time. Calls poured in offering help for those kids and clues to the whereabouts of Terry Schermerhorn. Once again, it was viewer tips that helped detectives get their man. And this time, they also dramatically changed the lives of the Schermerhorn children. Reporter Kate Sullivan has the story.
That night, your tips placed Terry Schermerhorn here in the remote forests of the Santa Cruz Mountains. Linda Sue Santee was positive she met Terry Schermerhorn on a recent hike.
The first thing that struck me when I saw him was he looked out of place. He didn't look like your typical jogger. He didn't look like a hiker.
A month later, the mystery was solved.
I watched the piece, and I just couldn't, it was like, this all clicks. I could put him in a context where I couldn't before. It just made sense.
The next day, Linda Sue's tip led investigators to Roaring Camp Park, just 30 miles south of the Schermerhorn home. They quickly picked up his trail.
We saw the water pipe and we saw a trail next to it, and we thought we better check the trail.
What'd you find?
Well, as we kept going up the trail, we found some clothing hanging in a tree, and we found some other things.
And these are the clothes.
Yeah, this one here.
It's rare for there to be any signs of humanity here, where the trails are thin, the bushes thick.
This is a real good indicator right here. How you see all the grass is all matted down and the bushes here are broken over.
But you can see that obviously some human being or some heavy object, probably a person, has come through here.
As we came up over the hill here, Mr. Schermerhorn was seated right in front of me. He was on a sleeping bag. His hands were out in front, and obviously he wasn't holding any weapons.
Did he offer any resistance? Did he run?
No. As soon as we said, Terry, San Jose Police, you're under arrest, he said, I'm glad it's over with. We took him in custody.
Schermerhorn hadn't eaten in weeks. He had made a living turning in aluminum cans. His capture evoked mixed emotions from his children.
I'm happy that my father has been caught, and I'm not scared anymore to be alone or anything.
Well, when I first went into court for his arraignment, I was kind of sad because of the way he looked, because I'm not used to seeing him like that.
After his arrest, police say Terry Schermerhorn confessed to the murder of his wife, Sheila. Schermerhorn says it was an accident. He's now being held in California's Santa Clara County Jail, charged with first-degree murder. If found guilty, Schermerhorn faces 25 years to life in prison.
After the show aired, America's Most Wanted contacted me at home and had told me about the response that we had gotten from some of the viewers. I wanted to say for my brothers and I, from the bottom of our hearts, we really appreciate all the letters. It has helped us a lot.
We know the pain that the Schermerhorn children have gone through, and our prayers are still with them. And what you've done for them proves again that one person can make a difference. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
When we come... This missing child alert is presented by Kellogg's.
And if anyone has him, I just want him to let him come home. He's just a little boy.
13-year-old George Burdinsky Jr. disappeared from his Brentwood, Maryland neighborhood on May 24th, 1993. Police arrested two local men, Stephen Leake and James Kowalski. They're charged with sexually abusing some of Junior's friends as recently as the weekend before Junior vanished. Neither is charged in Junior's disappearance, but investigators believe Kowalski knows where Junior is.
All these other children were neighbors of the missing child. That focuses the attention onto Mr. Kowalski.
Kowalski's attorney says his client is innocent.
They don't have any evidence connecting him with the child that's missing.
Police have looked everywhere for clues. So far, there's not a trace of him. If you know anything about the disappearance of George Burdinsky Jr., please call 1-800-CRIME-TV. If you know anything about these cases, please call our hotline. I'm John Walsh. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time on Final Justice.